Good morning everyone. It's Guy McLean here with a very nice young gelding of ours called Dreaming of Droving, or Drover is his nickname, is what we call him at the moment. This is the young boy that I worked with the other day in my groundwork video, just showing you the sort of stuff I do on the ground. He's also the young horse that I'm going to use for my long reining, teaching the long reining and stuff, because he's the only horse that I've got on the place that I'm going to work with. You know, all of my ridden horses go through their long reining process, and so he'll be the only one that I have that can showcase the beginnings of that. I did a little video the other day on his sister, a lovely little mare called Rome, where I climbed up on the fence and she side passed over to me and I rode her off. And a lot of people, that wasn't what the video was about, but a lot of people asked how I did that, so I thought I'd show you a little video of how I get them to come to the mounting block, or indeed to the fence. The first thing we need to be able to do, I feel, is to be able to have them follow a feel. Now I've got it's a little bit longer than a dressage whip that I use, and that's just an extension of my hand. So if my arm was long enough, I could reach out and point towards his hip. The whip allows me to do that. This boy's only spent about 2 or 3 minutes with him this morning, just to make sure that he got the concept of it right. Now he'd be right up in your face with this, but that's where they are when we work them. Just take my whip and make sure he's not frightened of that, but if I point at it at his hip, I'd like him to move his body away. So that left and right's very important to me. For him to work with us, you'll notice that he come and put himself in a riding position for me there, and so that would be a great position for me to get on from the block. That doesn't happen straight away. What I did this morning is I went to him, I walked down past his nose and I got into this position and I rubbed on him and just said, mate, this is where I want to be, right in line with your stirrup when you have a saddle on. But that doesn't start off straight away. Now he's quite good on this side. I'll show you how to teach it by teaching it on the other side. I'll back him off a little. And I'm going to go quiet when he gets to here. You'll notice he passed me. I don't make a big thing of it. I just say, go again. I'm going to let you stand still, but only in one place. Now I'm going to walk with him here until he stops there. And just stay with him. We can't do this on the block, but I can do it with him here. So I'll just go with him and stop. He's out of position. Got me out of position, but he doesn't know what position I want to be in. He has no idea what we're doing here today, and we've got to try and explain to him. He's not old enough to ride, but I'm putting him in a position so that the day he's old enough to ride, he'll come and get me off that block. And I don't do this early on in their training. You'll notice he's come and put me in that position there. Very good. So I do that left and right until he puts you in that position, and just make a good thing of him when he's there. There's my block on the ground. I put this up against the fence like this, because if I don't have it, what they'll do is they'll go past you. You'll notice he's already trying to go and put me in that position. I'll send his body left and right, ask him to go all the way here. Doing this kind of stuff is great for teaching them to tie up and that as well, to stay by the fence and feel comfortable. So in the beginning I just say, you just go left and right. I'm going to go quiet and you get it to stop here, but only one place. And he's really surprised me. I did not expect for him to be doing it this quick, but he's by an incredible stallion called XC Dreaming of Abby, and he's out of one of my best mares, and makes sense that if you breed to sense, you'll get sense in return. And so there I could, if I had my saddle on for the first ride, I could put my foot in the stirrup and swing over from there. I would like eventually for his hips to be closer to me on a finished one, so I'm going to send his hips away. Move your bottom, move your bum over. Good boy. And I'll take his hips all the way away this way, and you'll notice he just backs off and gets a little stuck. This little boy's very light on his feet. That's a better deal. He's not close enough though, so I'll ask for another step. That's lovely and close. So when they're one of my finished horses, I just spend a bunch of time here. When they're one of my finished horses, I can actually point over the top of their back and they'll side pass to me, but I don't teach them that in the early stages. You'll notice he wants to move, and that's what they'll do when we first go to get on him. Which is, so you're allowed to move, mate. Back and forth you go. Good boy, move your feet. I'm so glad you told me that you wanted to move, because I got some things to show you. But if you want to stand still, here's your spot. Now I couldn't get on from there, so I'll ask another step forward. Even that banging of the box and all that, that's great, because we don't want them to panic when we do that. So if I do this enough, it'll get to where I walk up and stand on the block and they'll come and get me. I don't teach them, as I say, to side pass to me too early. I've seen some very big name trainers will actually tap the inside hip until the horse will naturally push into that pressure and come over. Now, I don't like that, because when I tap him with the inside whip here, I always want his body to go away. You'll notice he even leant on that a little bit. He's saying that natural instinct tells me to lean against that tap. But I need to say to him, my boy, for you to be valuable, I'm going to help him here or hop off the block. For you to be valuable, I need to take that hip away from that tap. Because I can't side pass you off of my inside leg. I can't have ownership over that foot if you won't move away. So I don't want him stepping into that. I find that by doing it this way, they don't come and crowd the box, they just come and put themselves in a position. And it takes a little while this way, but if as long as we're improving our horse as we go, what does it matter? One more step. One more step. Now I'm saying that with my whip pointing at him too. Well done, little man. So there you go. I would just do that. It'll take a few sessions to get solid at it. You might say, well, what do I do if I want to get on in the open? I haven't done this with him in the open, but I would do the same thing. Take your body away. I'll just be careful, because I don't want him to run past me and knock me over. So there he goes and puts me in a position. I'll ask a step forward. One more step. Good boy. And you can do the steps forward with your rein hand, but I like to do it with the point of the whip or the point of my finger here, because that's like me riding him forward with my legs. I bumped him with my knee there, and he's a young horse that hasn't been ridden, so he doesn't understand those things. Well, he'll have to get better at them. Here I'm going to do a bit of a pat on him, and that's a pat that horses don't understand. It's a pat that, well, they do understand. It's a pat their mum would do to tell them to go away. This rub is a rub that mum would do to tell them how good they are, but he'll learn on that. You did a great job. Thanks for teaching our friends. So that's what I would do to teach them to come to the block. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon. Well done, Drover. You're a little legend.